Kimberly Berg here with Kimberly Berg's Portland Rock Steady Boxing. Last week we talked about why crunches are so bad for people with Parkinson's. So the question is, what are we going to do to strengthen that deep inner core? And the first thing that comes to my mind is the plank. We're going to go through different exercises, but the plank is a great one to start with because you can modify it so many different ways, and anybody at any stage of Parkinson's can do a plank. So we're going to start with the most difficult and end up with a modification for people who are in wheelchairs. So we're going to start out with the full plank. If you are able to get down on the ground and are high functioning, you're going to come down on the ground. You want to make sure your elbow is underneath your shoulders and your hands are shoulder width apart, matching your elbows. You want to bend your knees, turn your toes under, and come up one leg at a time until you are flat. You want to bring those shoulder blades together and put them in your back pocket, lifting your collarbones. You're going to bring your belly button to your backbone and continue to breathe. When you want to come out of the plank, you don't just plop down into your low back. That's very dangerous. So you want to come down by bending your knees again. So you're going to take a breath in, one leg up, other leg up, back into that great plank. And when you want to come down, you're going to bend your knee, and then you can sit back. Some people like to do planks on their wrists or up on their hands. That's a pretty long lever exercise. I find it safer to do it on your elbows because then it doesn't bother your wrists as much. I prefer it. I feel like it's a more intense exercise when I'm down on my elbows. So the next modification is a bent knee plank. So you're going to go into that same position, shoulder blades together, neutral spine, maintaining the curves in your back, and you're going to put your knees down. Lift your feet, cross your ankles, and bring your collarbones up. Look straight down at the ground, and remember to breathe always. Shoulder blades in your back pocket, turn that belly in, and belly button to backbone. Another modification would be on your side. So the full side plank. I love this one because you can actually have a free hand to feel your abs. You're going to have your elbow under your shoulder. You can pretend like you have a pane of glass. Straighten the legs. This is the full version. And you can have your feet stacked one on top of the other or stagger them. I like to put mine stacked. You're going to breathe, bring it up, and you can bring your hand in the air. You can bring it on your waist, very flat through the front, and breathe. You can do variations by tapping your hip down. For the bent knee position, you just bend your knee. Now, a lot of people make the mistake of bringing their knees in. You want them straight out. Again, pretend like that pane of glass is in front of you. Lift that hip, neutral neck, neutral spine, and breathe. Now, I promise that if you are in your wheelchair, I would have something for you too. So we're going to start out with the slump and stack. So say, for instance, you are sitting in a chair. You don't have to be down on the ground like this. So you're sitting in a chair, your hands are going to be here, and you're going to slump over. This is not a crunch, this is just rounding forward. And one vertebrae at a time, you're stacking that spine up. That's the active part of the exercise, till you're very tall. Now, because the abdominals support us when we're working against gravity, right now my abs are just humming along to support this upright position. But if I tilt in different directions, I feel my abdominals come on even more. Wow. So you can do that in a wheelchair or seated. You can do it many times throughout the day. It's a great exercise if you're sitting at your desk to just work your abdominals that way. So that's that same activation that creates that deep core, and it acts like a girdle. If you are able to stand up out of your wheelchair, and we do this in my PD3-4 class with Rock Steady Boxing, is we get people out of the wheelchair and we put their elbows on the side of the boxing ring. You could do it also on a countertop. And you're leaning forward, you're up on your toes, leaning on your elbows. Same rules go. Bring your shoulder blades together, belly button to backbone, and you're supporting yourself at an angle. Because the same rule applies that when gravity's working against you, your body assumes it's falling, so the abdominals will time on. They just collect and try to support your back. So then you can come up, you can go back into that position. And following is going to be one of my gentlemen that does this in class. And he's in a wheelchair, and we get him up standing doing it. It's one of his favorites. So I hope that helps today, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for listening, and I love you all.